Hello, Addison teachers. This is Amanda Rivas, and today I want to talk to you about ThingLink. ThingLink is a wonderful tool that serves as a digital poster, but it's a little different because, as the name alludes, you can link things to this digital poster. I've used it in my classroom a couple of times, and I absolutely love it. The students love it. So today I want to show you why you should love it and why you should use it in your classroom. Let's start with some learning objectives. In this presentation, I'm going to explain how to create a ThingLink account. I'm going to describe how you could use it as a tool in your classroom and explain how your students could use it as an independent activity or for projects. I'm also going to talk about how you could use this as a tool for differentiation and the different learning styles your students have. So let's start with you, the teacher. What could you use it for? This tool gives you the capability to create a digital poster for your students and for you to link useful information to your poster. All of the ThingLinks begin with some kind of visual image. So you could use it to create anchor charts that you can post on your Promethean boards. You can use it to put on your blogs for students who are absent, for them to go over what they missed that day. You can use it as review. You can send these to the parents as well for them to be able to see in a very quick way what their child is doing in the class. This is also an easy way for you to differentiate instruction. So if a student is the kind of kid who learns from watching videos, you could link videos. If they prefer to read, you could include articles. Or if you want them to have that access to different kinds of mediums, you can go ahead and link it to your poster and then use it as either an assessment or as a quick way of getting them some information or reviewing some information for them. And your students will love it as well. They can use it to show you their understanding, or they can use it to retell what they learned. In this picture, this was something I got from the ThingLink page. This is a science project, and ThingLink is wonderful for science and social studies, but you could use it across all subjects. In this particular instance, they made an edible project. Can you imagine the ants in your classroom right now? They made an edible project, and then they took a picture of it, and they tagged this picture with little ideas and labels in order to express their understanding of their own project. And so again, this could be just another way for you to incorporate technology even for a hands-on project that you're giving the students. So let's get started. In order to get started, all you'll need is a computer or a tablet. A tablet also works really great with ThingLink. And that will allow your students that mobility that they love to have. When you go to the thinglink.com website, the initial image that you're going to see is this one right here with the large globe and the satellites going around it. But you want the education link. It's the first one right here. And that will take you to the thinglink.com/edu page, which is the one that you want. And so from there, you can go ahead and create your account. All you need is to click this and then put in your email address, create a password, and you're in. From there, it'll take you to a kind of module where you can explore all of these examples that they have already created for you to kind of get those ideas going. And you can even search. You could put in a word here. This was just a screenshot that I took. I typed in the word science, and as you can see, different kinds of ideas popped up on the screen, all having to do with science, but they're in different kinds, right? We have earth science, we have the water cycle, planets, anatomy, electricity. And so for our point and purpose, this is the free version. The free version is for all educators, and there's no time limit on this, of course, but there is another pro membership that you can sign on to It's a little bit more expensive, and then there's a county version, which of course is even more expensive, but considering all of the amazing things that you could do with this tool, I think it's well worth it. And so just start, get your beak wet a little bit, and let's go ahead and explore the ThingLink site. Okay, so you're in, and here is the original ThingLink site. As you can see, there are these 360 virtual field trip icons that are kind of flashing through, and your students can explore these to learn more about the world around them. But there are also these kinds of ThingLinks down here that are just kind of rich in variety. There are all kinds of things here. What you want to do is to explore, and you can start by looking up projects. So you click your search, and let's say you want to type in, let's go ahead and go back to that science keyword. Now this is giving you examples of all different kinds of media. What we want is just the images. Okay, this is what's fully covered in our version. So if you go to the images, this is what you would see. And if you want to click on any of them, let's click on this one, you'll see that this one has a picture of the water cycle. And you'll also notice that there are these tags here. The teacher has created this picture. They've labeled it with, or actually just set it up for students to be able to write on the lines. But instead, a student came in here and they labeled it using these tags. You see that? So the teacher didn't have to go through, copy these, color them in for every student, or have them color. Instead, they set up this system, they took a picture of it, and students were able to go in and label and save this as an example of their understanding. If we go back to the science page, you could also see that there are, this one in particular, this one was created on Popplet, but you'll notice again that there are these tags. Roots have two main functions. They talk about what that is. So you're able to even click on something on your iPad, take a screenshot, and then have students elaborate on their understanding from there. So now I want to take you to my page. My page looks like this. There I am. And what you'll see, let me move this over. There we go. What you'll see is some of my projects here that I've created for my class, but you'll also see on this side there are samples using video and the VR, the virtual reality posts. I want to show you what I was able to create on political cartoons for my students. So here I've added tags, these little letters. They all indicate some kind of tag. It's drawing my students' eye to what they need to be looking for and looking at. So this one here just kind of clarifies what it says at the top of the political cartoon, Christmas Eve, 1933. So I'm talking about what's happening in the picture and what year. And then if I were to click another tag here, here's an article on Uncle Sam as the United States symbol. And if students were to click it, they would be taken to a site in Encyclopedia Britannica where they could read all about Uncle Sam as a national symbol for the United States, how he became the national symbol, and ways that illustrators use him in political cartoons. If I were to go back, I could even click on this one, and again, this one would take me to actually history.com, and I could watch a video on the New Deal.
my firm belief.
And then I could come back to the ThingLink and continue looking at particular ideas. Here I pose a question for my students. I pose another question for my students. Okay, now I want to show you how simple it is to go ahead and create your own. We're going to upload an image, and you can use anything that's already been saved to your camera roll from your laptop or your iPad. And I want to go ahead and use this guy right here, FTR and radio. Let's open that up. And here it is, the image of FTR in front of all of these broadcasting microphones. And it's kind of already guiding you and telling you what you can do. So it says click to add a tag. I'm going to go ahead and add a tag here in the background. Let me pan over here. And it automatically prompts me to add text, or it says link or image address. I'm going to add text, and I'm going to put fireside chat. I can also come up to my URL, open up a tab, and just search for fireside chats FDR. And let's see what comes up. All right. Ooh. Sorry, friends. All right. So if I were to scroll down, there it is, history.com, time.com. That sounds interesting. I'm going to go ahead and click on that. How FDR's radio voice solved a banking crisis. And so here is an article that I might want my students to read. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and highlight this, copy it, and on my ThingLink page, I can copy that and paste that URL and then save it. So now if my students are interested in reading it, they could just click on it and it would come up. So it'll take them directly to that web page. I can just change my title here. FDR and radio. And it will automatically prompt down here to save the image. So if I save that image, there it is, only with the one tag. Anytime I want to go in, all I have to do is click on the edit pencil. And once I come in here, if I'm not sure what I want to write about next, I could also just search for content. Maybe I'm really curious as to how he's dressed, right? And I could go ahead and just search for the time period. If I put the Roaring 20s. And I have several choices here. Of course, you always want to vet whatever videos or pictures or ideas that you take from the internet. Make sure you do that. This one I have already vetted, so once it comes up, I'm going to go ahead and save it. And there it is. Of course, if you are just trying to be more proactive about it, you could also gather materials. For example, this is a fireside chat where students would be able to listen to this before they really talk about it in detail. I like ViewPure because it takes out all of the commercials that YouTube might show, and if you play it, you would hear him actually speaking. It's another primary resource.
First, we are giving opportunity of employment to 250,000 of the unemployed.
So of course that's really rich. It's a great experience for the students to have. So I would go ahead and do the same here. I'm going to go ahead, copy and paste it into my ThingLink. I'm going to add a tag, and I'm going to put this one on the microphone. Paste it. And save. Done. So you see how simple that was? That was really easy to do. I hope you enjoyed my demonstration. Enjoy ThingLink. Bye.